about individuals having dignity.
Certainly on the style of government, which is autocratic. Not entirely her fault, of course. Largely the fault of the doormats.
It's Kev in a suit. Haven't got you up. You found your keys all right, then?
I thought I could rely on you to keep him out of trouble for me, Kevin.
I had to give you a lift home last night, OK?
What?
You lost your keys.
Come in.
This lot came this morning behind. Wheelers pushing the leisure complex through. It's an additional item for finance sub on Monday. Approval in principle, full council next week. Likely financial commitments. Proposed savings, he calls them. 9 million this year.
Jesus.
Doesn't give us much time.
Get your miners group sorted out. We need them on this or we can't do it.
They'll be there, don't worry.
I'll call Mel. Get our women's groups to lobby.
Aye. And that lass, Lou. Wonder how we can get in touch with her.
All right, Kev.
Oh, yeah.
Thought I'd better get some clothes on.
That's not what you said behind bike sheds.
So what's the suit in aid of then, Kevin?
Oh, I'm driving for George Douglas.
Get you.
Anyway, I'm gonna have to get going. See you on big day?
Yeah. I'll be at the school polling station 1 till 3 if you fancy a chat.
Right. See ya.
See you.
Don't forget to vote. Vote early, vote often. Vote Labour. Vote Douglas. Vote George Douglas, your Labour candidate.
Vote early. Vote often.
Nobody takes a blind bit of notice any roads. Come on, let's drill some grannies. So how's the council, councillor?
So? You know how it is?
Hey. You gonna vote for me this week, gorgeous, eh? Good lads. How's the takeover coming on? Word is the inmate Phil Spencer of the vote in hand.
We've talked.
There's been more than that. Here, lass, hey. Bring him up right. Get him in habit. Let's promise the National Union of Mine Workers, Yorkshire area. Supporting some ragtag and bobtail group of assorted lefties in band pots. That's what I'm told. Hey, Chuff. You got one to fit me? Sure they can deliver?
I don't see why not.
Don't they now?
No.
Then they wants to open their eyes. Ta. What do you think?
Not your style.
No, I think you're right. Thank you. Friend Wheeler's a tow rag. I'll give you that. Son of a tow rag. Family all tow rags. Don't underestimate them. Here, son. Have a badge. Here. Take one for this sister, eh? Just let the mate Spencer have some notion about the proletariat being a state of readiness for the revolution. Ask him. Go on, ask him. He's looking for a quiet life. Well-fed and watered. Thatcher's always understood that. That's why we're going to lose this election. Friend Wheeler understands it too. And he delivers for enough of young council to guarantee his power base. He then publicly shits and the rest is a warning. Not a council you're dealing with. Bloody mafia. So when Spencer gives the word over this development, and they and him march off towards gunfire, they look back. They'll all be stood there, waving 2 fingers at thee. If the mate Spencer wants a revolution, he should sod off to bloody Africa.
Where to next?
Oh, and another thing. If they wants a political future, think on. Overthrow don't like trouble. With the behaviour of party now. And don't cross Wheeler. They might need him later. That's politics. Don't forget to vote. Vote early, vote often. Vote Douglas. Vote George.
Oh, George. He was quite an operator. I'll give him that. Politically, we were worlds apart. But the old bugger was sitting pretty in a safe NUM seat. And in 1987, he was all we had to sell. OK, I'll do Elmwood Avenue next, I think.
Right. Hang on. Them's all Tories.
Well, I always did take canvassing seriously. Must have been the sense of comradeship it gave me.
Nicely tucked away here, aren't we, comrade? Bring 'em all here, do we?
Landlord keeps a tally behind the bar. Do you want a drink?
I'd rather go to bed.
Oh, isn't life a shit?
Go in for a lot of this, do we?
All the time. It's a bugger when you're irresistible.
You must keep screwing the lady wife. Otherwise she'll know. The sisters always know what's happening when pestering dropped off. I'll sleep with other men sometimes.
I'm going to a conference next week, nuclear-free zones. You could come with me.
Sex on the race? Wonderful!
Get the Tories out. Vote Labour. Tomorrow, vote Douglas.
But while I had stars in my eyes, Kev was into a bit of brotherly love with Don Talbot.
If this leisure development goes through, every ward will be hit. Every service.
Yeah? You seeing this?
No?
Wheeler's Little Cuts programme. Red is the ward-by-ward equal suffering version, whereby everybody cops the same savings. And in blue...
Tom, we're against the development. There won't be any cuts.
Bear with me, eh? In blue, a selective cuts package with the easiest savings from major capital works.
That's Wheeler's ward. Plenty to save there.
I'd expect the leader to favour his own backyard. You do the same.
Slimy bastard.
Clever, though. He's a politician, is Wheeler, and this list is about politics. Not accountancy, not financial management, politics.
You don't play politics with jobs and services.
We don't.
Oh.
Just take a look at these job losses. Which ones is he serious about?
He won't touch works department.
Exactly. You leave my lads alone, yeah. But...
Creches?
Yep.
Women's centre?
Yep.
Music centre?
Yeah.
Special needs?
Yeah, peripatetic teachers. What bloody union's that? Be a wonderful protest march, no doubt.
Set it to music.
Our members won't do too badly, to be honest. We can live with it. Early retirements, relocations. Isn't politics fascinating? You and me, this old bastard here, all part of it, brother. Like it or not.
Let's go inside the chamber of the new House of Commons and have a look at what it's going to look like with the new line-up. There's Mrs. Thatcher, there's the winning post. She's through it, 377. Mr. Kinnock on the opposition benches. There they go, 229 Labour. Lots of little other parties building up the Alliance, the Scottish Nationalists, the Plaid Cymru's, 273. Separate one from the other, and you get a Conservative majority of 104.
All the shits are back in.
5 more years. Oh, Jesus.
Christ, I can't bear it, I can't.
What happened to BBC exit poll? They forecast to win.
Well, at least we put our George back in. Treat his majority, too.
Oh, bloody Ray!
Where is the miserable bugger? We worked our bollocks off for him.
They couldn't hear outside, so they wanted to see. And there were several.
You all right, Bill?
George Douglas is a bloody joke. They're all bloody jokes. I don't know why I bloody bother.
I don't understand people sometimes. If I had to live the way some of them do, I'd be throwing petrol bombs.
Well, never lose that anger, girl. That's the most precious political weapon you've got. Most of them don't give a bloody toss. Do you know how I became a councillor?
No.
Somebody died, somebody moved, some bugger ran off with somebody else's wife, and Ken Barlow had a fight with Mike Baldwin over Deirdre. 5 people turned up at my selection, and I won 3-1 with one spoilt ballot paper.
You're winding me up.
As I stand here... oh, piece of fuck. They used to shout at me when I first got on council. I raised a stink about them laying off school cleaners. They said I was a militant. I said, these women are working to pay off the debts they're on up in the bloody strike. What's the matter with you? Militant, they said. Why do you do it? Because I can change people's lives. I get the repairs done. I get social services to do old folks' washing, make the fires, get the gates mended. I make sure contractors don't offload shit in other people's gardens when they're finished.
Get their privet hedges cut.
Hey, don't knock it. I can make sure fascists aren't elected as headmasters, and I can make sure girls play football as well as boys.
Okay, okay.
I get off on sorting people's problems out. I mean, it's only a phone call to a friendly officer once you've sorted out who the good ones are, like.
There are good ones?
Oh, yeah. Say please and thank you like your mother told you to, and a window goes back in, or sink's unblocked. Management's simple. It's practical bloody politics.
Ah, you're a heroine.
I'm a socialist, sister. Don't take the piss.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Christ. 5 more years.
I think all of the constituency will understand the gratitude that I have to Doreen Moore, my agent, and to the marvellous members of my party who conducted this campaign with immense vigour and with such obvious success. We've been watching the results not only here in Islwyn, but throughout Britain over the past couple of hours. I think what we're witnessing is an even greater abyss of division than that which we witnessed previously. My hope is that those who feel themselves to be on the benefited side of that division don't have to learn lessons.
Want to emigrate.
We hope to work to heal those divisions.
Where's the cases?
Indeed, we shall, in any event, in this labour movement, continue to bring the people of Britain together. We still believe, and always will believe, that Britain works best when Britain works together, and we will work for the day that not just we shall win, but our country will win.
We can't live in the past. There's not going to be a Labour government riding over the hill to rescue us, and I, for one, bitterly regret that. We have to realise that it's gone. The pits, I'm sad to say, have gone forever. So we have got to look to the future. We can't rely on a Tory government to do it for us. So we must take this initiative, and we must raise the funding for this visionary new leisure development.
Nonsense.
Now, some favoured projects...
Favoured by you.
Some favoured projects previously defended, it has to be pointed out, from Tory cuts, will now only temporarily be placed on the back burner.
Shame.
We have no choice.
You can chuck it out altogether.
Yes, I hear you. Yes, I hear you. Don't worry, I hear you all right. You can bawl and shout as much as you want, but I've been in this game far too long to be worried about mindless militants like you.
All right, go on.
I see, Chair, that the improvements, the painting and decorating of the Women's Centre have gone from the capital programme. Now, it's remedial work. It's essential for the women of this town. The place is already desperately run down. It's a disgrace.
Well, perhaps we should close it then.
That is a disgraceful thing to say,
All
Chair.
right then, Chair. You tell me this. What am I going to say to Mrs. Eleanor Brown, who lives at 12 St. John's Court in sheltered accommodation? Her husband died a couple of months ago of lung disease, having worked 42 years down the pit.
She's breaking my body, isn't she?
Funny, is it, Mr. Mayor? He was a few months into his retirement. Old beyond his years. Yeah, we know what we're talking about. Silicosis. But in them few precious months he had, he'd push around in a wheelchair. Yeah. Now, she's housebound. She's no ramp. She can't get herself out. Our adoptions officer has an inspection backlog, and I see here that we're going to freeze new appointments. So what do I tell her? Eh?
Answer.
What do I tell her? She can have first jump off the new high diving board we're building instead.
How's it going?
Noisy. Spencer's on his feet.
Just in time, then.
Our future, we are being told, lies in climbing aboard the leisure bandwagon, the so-called service industries. And yet essential services are being driven into terminal decline through addle-brained schemes like the one before us today. I have to tell Councillor Wheeler and his supporters that the dry ski slope at Consett has not managed to replace jobs lost when the steelworks that sustained that community were closed down. This is no New Jerusalem, comrades. This is fiddling while Rome burns.
It's called new realism.
Aye, but it's not new realism. It's old-fashioned civic monumentalism. He's after a plaque. Right. Councillor Buggins built this. Because when you look down the list of casualties that this development will cause, what do you find? A very careful selection. For instance, in his own ward, the leader has managed to rescue the new home for the elderly mentally confused. And come to think of it, why not? We should name that building after him. The Norman Wheeler Home for the Elderly Mentally Confused seems an entirely fitting monument to his achievements as leader.
There's too many damned intellectuals in this party.
Thank you, comrade.
Yes, Councillor Bailey.
Mr. Chairman, I came to this council the year after the strike. As a miner, I lived through that unforgettable experience, determined to fight Thatcher and all she stands for, to defend our community until the opportunity came to throw her out. In the 2 years since the strike, I've witnessed firsthand the destruction of our coal industry. Pit after pit run down and closed as that woman takes her revenge on the National Union of Mine Workers. Before the election, before that disaster for the nation, I had hoped and expected and believed that things were about to change. This is the most difficult speech I've ever had to make.
What's your problem, comrade?
We have to face realities. We have to realize, admit to ourselves that we lost the 84-85 strike, comrade.
Rubbish.
Oh, but we did, and we lost again last Thursday.
Shit on us, you mate.
We can't afford to go on living in past. We have to meet the challenge of the future, and we have to make the changes.
I told you so.
I was originally completely against this development. But conditions have changed.
Never.
I therefore support the proposal.
The promise you then, eh? Scam? What have you got?
Order! Order! Thank you.
Paul Riley, Evening Star. Can I have your comments, Councillor?
No, they'd be unprintable. You want to ask questions, you ask Wheeler and his cronies just what they expect to get out of this.
A new economic base, surely.
Who for, though? Ask yourself that.
Sorry, I'm not with you.
If you don't like the answers, son, don't ask questions.
Great speech, that lad. You'll do for me, son.
Thanks.
Well, what did I say? Told you he was a good lad.
I think we may have something for you. Hey, Bill?
Take care of.
Come on, come on.
I want to work with you in private later, okay?
Good try, sister.
Didn't work, though. Good rhetoric, and we lost again.
Bloody Bailey. It was nearly all men in there. I hadn't realised.
Oh, it's bloody tribal. They don't want to know.
Almost makes me want to go to ward meetings.
Well, it'd be a start.
I think we should take them on.
What? March through the institutions?
Why not?
You're on.
Here we are again, scene of the great betrayal. You'd have thought some of the buggers might have dropped dead of shock when Lou finally thrashed them, but no. They'll still be in there at it, swapping jobs about, hanging onto their power base, plotting. Now they've got her, how to get rid of her.
It's gone far.
You're on NEC. What the hell are you playing at down there?
Help yourselves to sherry, boys.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. It does party no good, this sort of thing, you know. No good at all.
Ah, we need old George back. You knew where you were with old George. You need a letter written to a minister, meet someone down at the House of Commons, phone George up, good as done. This one, look. It's all bloody shadda-bang trips. Every bugger's going down. She's trying to turn that place into a sodding cafeteria. No sense of dignity, no sense of politics.
Sullivan wants it to open the leisure complex.
Well, he can chuff off. George is doing it.
Ah, George has agreed to step aside.
Oh, God. Well, what they promised him?
I've had that woman up to here.
We want rid. She needs taking out.
Deselection.
We'd never do it.
No. We need to shovel enough shit that she gets fed up shoveling it back.
It needs to bury Mel Lynch first. She always minds her back.
Oh, aye. She's a bloody accident waiting to happen, that one.
Isn't she just?
All I said was, is the honourable member not up to it this evening? And he pulled on his trousers and went. I mean, I was only asked. Oh, but to credit it, he kept his socks and glasses on. Oh, God, we see it all at Westminster.
There's no one, you know.
Special?
Yeah.
No. Which is funny, really, because this morning I found out...
Found out what?
Oh, my God. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, look.
Women don't want to vote Labour, even though they agree with our caring agenda. Even though...
Shall we have another bottle?
Yes. Even though we offer them what they say they want. Policies on childcare, health, education, abortion.
Pavlova, cheese or fruit?
Fruit. Crime, transport, employment. John, are you paying attention?
Would you be my campaign manager?
No. What for?
The leadership. It's going to come up.
You're much too right-wing.
You didn't always think that.
You'll improve your chances if you pay more attention to what I'm saying.
I'm listening. I'm listening. Women's votes.
If you don't get them, if you don't start to win them over, there'll never be another Labour Prime Minister. We need more women to present policies.
Your friend?
Lou's great. Very high recognition factor in the constituency, effective, she'll tackle anyone.
Mad herd.
I want to do this party political with her. I want to film her in her constituency.
Is she safe?
Of course not. That's what makes her so interesting.
Bastards. Why me? Why my underwear?
They'll wear them. Can lend some of mine.
You wear big ones.
They keep me belly warm. Yeah, it's the price you pay for being siren of the left.
No, piss off. Who was it?
Kids.
Are you sure?
Yeah, certain. I best report it.
They must have been watching. They'd know I was away.
Hey, mustn't get paranoid.
Mustn't.
Yeah, police. It's,
Lou? Hey. It's all right. I'm pregnant.
Oh, shit. Oh. Oh.
Support unit for 5 years.
Hey, look at the other savings. Playgroups, creches.
A few initiatives.
Both municipal laundries.
Get the women back into the home. We're going to defend that women's centre like we defended the pits.
Your tongue's hanging out, Councillor.
Who was that?
Relax, comrades. Here. You can drive.
No sense of dignity, no sense of politics.
What a council you're dealing with. Bloody mafia.
I think we should take them on.
What? March through the institutions?
Why not?
Needs taking out.
This election?
We'd never do it.
Oh, my God.
Ours is a unity that threats can never breach. Ours an education books or schools could never teach. We face the taunts and the violence from Maggie's thugs in blue. We're fighting for our freedom, we've got nothing, nothing left to lose.
All right, you got your pudding?
They talk about statistics, about the price of coal. The cost is our communities dying on the dole. In fighting for our future, we found ways to organise. Where women's liberation failed to move, this strike has mobilised.
No buggers having the sun.
It was like the war for us, the strike. But then, I'm a romantic. In the real world, the women who had learned to fight there didn't stop. And 9 years later, another round of cuts and closures would have them out on the street again. And Lou Larson, MP, would be back up in her constituency, fronting a picket in a schoolyard.
No, you never close a nursery. Doesn't matter how badly you've cocked the budget up. There's always something else you can cut. Mayor's banquet and balls, for starters.
Are you going to say that?
Of course I am. I'm backing you to the hilt. Who knows, I might even need it myself one day.
Come on, we better get you moving. You're never still pregnant, are you? Oh, shit, they're here. They're here! Come on.
Any comment on the protest, Miss Larson?
It's illegal, isn't it?
It's certainly immoral.
Open those gates. Will you open those gates, please? Right. Cut through that one.
What do you think you're doing, eh?
Didn't do it, I'll do it. I have a court order.
Well, you know where you can shove it, don't you? I said, pack that in. Else these lasses will find
them on, eh? All right, you want to fight, eh? You want to fight? I'll give you a